Thank you. Okay, as you can see, my presentation is called Keeping Your Head Above Water. And I thought on this title because it is what we've been living in my country, Venezuela, where I come from, and what is happening in some of the countries in Latin America, and now particularly in Puerto Rico. According to the Collins Dictionary, it is to manage to survive a difficult experience. And, it is difficult to accept, but this is what we have, a difficult experience, and we need to survive. How do we remain afloat? How do we keep ourselves alive in the middle of a hard situation like this one? That's what people in my country were wondering during the last 20 years. This presentation aims to encourage language teachers and associations to persevere and be resilient despite adversity. But how can we accomplish such an endeavor? It's very difficult. I mean, when I was planning this presentation for this special day, I was thinking what I did during my days as a Venezuela TESOL president. I was Venezuela TESOL president from 2015 to 2019, 4 years, very hard years, trying to continue with my role as a leader of a language teaching association. And I really didn't think in that moment, I didn't think what I had to do. I didn't have a plan. It was difficult in the middle of such a disaster. Many people will think, do we need special skills to reach such an important feat? Well, I don't think so. No, you just need to be willing, proactive, and aware of your responsibility. By that time, I love being surrounded by the English teachers in Venezuela. I was very proactive. I always was. And I was aware of my responsibility. I knew that, I was in a special moment. I needed to continue despite the difficulties. And I invite everybody in this moment, those who are also facing difficult situations, to go on. And how can you continue working for the benefit of your community when tough times are invading your life and everything that surrounds you? Well, reflecting about my own experience, first thing I think I did was to accept what was happening. Something bad, a disaster in my country. People nowadays are not able to have a decent salary. The salary of a teacher is around $10 per month. So nowadays it was less. Before, when I was running my when I was in the Ventisol presidency, $10 per month, and people had to be able to to eat and to continue life. Acceptance. You must be able to reassure yourself that everything in life happens for a reason. Yes, everything has a purpose. God knows why we are in this situation right now, and we need to go on. Another thing that I thought, we need to keep it positive. We need to continue. We need to despite everything was like, the buildings were falling apart and everything was breaking around us. We needed to continue to be positive and think that things would be better in the future. We also had to think that we had an individual and group responsibility. So in that moment, you are under pressure and have time constraints. Besides, you are also dealing with people's emotions. in my group, when I was working at Van Diesel, of course, the board of directors, I mean, very workaholic English teachers, people who love their country. I mean, they were affected by the situation, and it was really difficult. I mean, to start thinking beyond their particular problems. So they said, how can we do in order to, run or organize a national convention? How do we do in order to create these regional meetings that we had during the year? But we did. Between 2017 and 2019, those were the worst years. And while I wasn't at Fenty, so those were very hard. We didn't have any money. We didn't have support of any kind. And at the beginning, I was like astonished, and I didn't know what to do. And I said, I mean, we need to go on. I mean, people are waiting for us. I mean, their lives are destroyed because they can barely eat. But we need to continue. We need to give them some kind of support. They need to see other things, that they have some future. So we said, okay, no money, no support. We have any problems. What can we do? Well, for the regional conventions, we thought that it would be good to work with what we had. We only have the only resource that we had was the human being resource. Okay, we had only a few state representatives, and we were able to organize at least 20 regional conventions per year, not having a coin, only, I mean, our willingness, the love and passion for helping others, for helping the community. And that's what we did. We found some donations. Some people gave us sheet of papers. They gave us pencils. They gave us certain things with which we could give our participants a little something during the presentations. Of course, what we got from we don't have membership, by the way. We don't have any membership fee because nobody can pay it in my country. So can you imagine how difficult it was? I mean, really hard. Um, and you don't need special skills, as I said before. You just need to be willing to be passionate for what you do and continue working for your people. Okay, no time to look back. There is no time to look back. You just go forward and continue. And that was what it was. For the national convention, it was a little bit tougher. We started doing something that we were not used to. What we're doing now. We created a fundraising campaign for our last two national conventions in order to get money. I mean, it's, at least for Venezuelan people, I don't know if for the whole Latin America, these image of fundraising is something very weird. We're not used to that. Not at least in my country, that was supposed to be a rich country in the past. So we opened a fundraising campaign, and many people helped us, and we got some money. I mean, the money that we needed in order to organize Van Diesel's National Convention 2018 and 2019. It was great. It was too much pressure, but we did it. Of course, we did not provide too much to the participants. We only had, as I said, the human resource. We found the speakers. We found the money to pay the place that we needed to play in order to have our national convention. And but we didn't have too many things. Oh, I remember. Of course, we needed to thank the British Council, because the British Council was, very supportive the last the last 2 years with us. I mean, they help us with presenters. They brought some presenters to the convention, and they help us a lot in our last national convention. Supporting us in a certain way. Without them, it would have been impossible. And that was the national convention. You see, no money, but we were able to do many things. We only had money for paying the venue, only that money for venue, no, not for anything else. And people were very happy. We had great presentations during those 4 years, and I think everybody can do it. Whatever you are, whatever your problem is in the world. I mean, you are able to run something like this that you may think is impossible. Um, for example, in the regional conventions, I forgot to mention that we did not have any money, but we could not pay the venues where these regional conventions were placed, and people were donating the place, or they were providing the place for us to have our regional conventions. As I said, around 20 regional conventions per year in a country that is in a wrecking situation. But there are benefits. Are there benefits in a situation like this? You might think we don't have benefits, but my question now for everybody who is listening to me: which are the benefits of facing hardships, and how these become challenges that lead to success? Well, I started thinking, was it good? Yeah, I'll tell you about my experience running this association. And I think volunteering provides group and individual benefits, as it is not only benefiting the community, but also provides psychological relief and social growth to the volunteer. I remember that I was really affected before I said, I need to go on. I mean, people are waiting for me. I'm responsible. I'm the leader of this association, and we need to go on. Um, Volunteering also offers the chance to give something back to the community or make a difference to the people around them. Okay, and we made a difference when with our work at Van Diesel. We made a difference. People were very happy that we took them from the hard reality they were experiencing, and we put them in a situation during those regional conventions, during the national conventions. They were like breathing a different air. That's what they said. We're breathing a different air. They encounter each other. I mean, colleagues encountering each other, and it was just a beautiful thing. Social service is one of those ways we have to support the community. That's what I think. It may be very gratifying to play a role in somebody else's life, helping people who might not be able to help themselves. These people, in my country at least, I mean, they can barely eat, but they cannot do anything else. So imagine what people in Puerto Rico are facing right now. I know what it is. Um, Similar are doctors. I have this example for you. I mean, volunteering is like doctors and nurses in Africa, for instance. They are volunteers by nature, since they provide a social service to the community, although they are very badly paid. Despite this fact, they continue working for the community, and that's what we need to know. I mean, people are expecting for us to continue doing things for the community. I mean, it's not fair that now we're going to run away and leave them abandoned. You can be immersed in so many difficulties that some of them decide to look for volunteering, as it can fill their empty and distort souls. yes, it was very difficult. For me, it was like a escape. I mean, volunteering, working for my community was like, I mean, I had too many problems at home. No water, no electricity, no internet, very few food, almost no money. I had to feed my dog, and it was even difficult to feed my dog because I mean everything is very expensive. Inflation is, I don't know, more than 5,000%. It was last year. It was more than 5,000%. So it was very, very difficult. I mean, volunteering for me was like, I need to breathe fresh air. I need to feel better. I need to fill in these something that was empty inside me. In fact, it can keep you resilient and mentally stimulated. Volunteering decreases stress, fights depression, yes, and provides a sense of purpose. And I think volunteering is so fulfilling that offering time and energy to another person, cause, or organization seems to give the volunteer a feeling of personal belonging that makes the volunteer work at ease. And that is how my partners at the board of directors of Entiso and I felt while we were working there for our colleagues, those English teachers of Venezuela. I would say also that volunteering provides a feeling of doing well by doing good. This increases the volunteer's responsibility and optimism and generates a sensation of productivity. In a moment that everything seems you are stuck in life, you need to go on. Everything seems that is frozen in time. And you are there to unfrozen the things. In order to finish these very touching presentation for me, I have two messages. Okay, one is from the 14th Dalai Lama. There's a saying, a Tibetan saying that says, tragedy should be utilized as a source of strength. No matter what sort of difficulties, how painful experience is, if we lose our hope, that's our real disaster. And in my own words, this is my message for everybody, those who are facing difficult times, like our brothers and sisters from Puerto Rico, people from Nicaragua, and many other parts in the world, keep your dreams in mind, always persevere, and never, ever lose your faith. Thank you very much.